Hello, this is Miss Kat from Casa de Paz Montessori. In this video, I'm going to share a little bit about the 4 planes of development. So again, this is very important information for us to understand if we are adults, if we are working with children in any capacity, if we have children. I feel personally that we should all have a basic understanding of the planes of development. So in Montessori education, we learn that there are 4 distinct planes of development. The planes of development are what you would call like the stages of development, but here we call them planes. So the first plane is from birth to age 6. During this plane of development, you have what is called the absorbent mind. So the mind is completely different, and there's a lot of science that you can read and see why the brain of the child under 6 is so different from anybody above the age of 6. This is a period of great construction. They're constructing all of the connections in the brain. They're constructing their personality, their body. They're perfecting themselves. So during the stage of the absorbent mind, the first plane of development from birth to age 6, these are some of the characteristics of the children, and it goes from birth to age 6. Of course, they need different things as they develop, but generally speaking, everybody under the age of 6, until they start to get taller and slender, until they start to lose their teeth, there are some physical and cognitive signs that we see in children and social signs, but typically until 6, we see that they are in need. They are sensorial explorers, so everything that they learn must be through their senses, movement explorations. They need a lot of freedom of movement. It is vital for the brain and the body to connect, to work together, for there to be harmony, for the child to have freedom of movement, and as I mentioned in my other videos, to have purposeful movement. They are factual explorers. They're not abstracting yet. The abstraction comes later in the second plane, so they need real, concrete things. They are in an explosion of language development, right? They go from nothing to speaking correctly, using proper grammar by the age of 6. They go through a very big physical change, right? From being a tiny infant with no control of their limbs to a very coordinated, usually athletic 6-year-old. It is a period of individual development and the construction of the personality. And in this stage, they need so much order, as I mentioned, because they are developing all of this, and they require order